I'm Amber Davies and welcome to Call to Stage. This is the space where musical theatre takes centre stage. From unforgettable backstage stories with incredible special guests to insights from my life and my theatre journey. We're leaving it all on the mic every single week, so let's jump in. Hi guys, welcome back to Call to Stage with me, Amber Davies. Now, this person sitting next to me is by far one of my favourite performers in the world. And I know that's a real big drastic thing to say.
Wowee.
I know, and trust me, I'm a harsh critic. I'm harsh, but I have never seen a performance quite like the one I witnessed a couple of months ago. It's the incredible Joe Foster.
Blooming heck.
Can we just
What a crazy kicker-actor introduction.
Just deep dive a little bit?
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Joe and I met. Full stop.
Love.
Joe and I met. Full stop. No, we met. I was tipsy. Were you sober?
Sober as a rock. Because I'd just done Why Am I So Single?
Yeah.
Matinee.
And then you came to...
And then came to
So
night.
A sober Joe met a drunk Amber for the first time. Like, you can only imagine how that went down. We did bond on the get-go. And then I got invited to go and see Why Am I So Single? And because we'd met, I thought, oh my gosh, I actually really do want to go and see this.
Yeah. See what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, what's all this shit?
Are they all talk?
Are they all
Let's
bloody
find
talk?
out.
I had no expectations. All I knew is that it was the same writers as Six. So I'm a massive fan of Six. And oh my god, it like one of the best things I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Very, I'm the audience. Do you know what I mean? Very me.
Yeah.
Just go back to the start of that. I'm doing everything differently with you because I just want to talk about this so much.
Love.
Was there a workshop?
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
So you were in it from the get-go?
Yeah. And we did an R&D as well.
Okay.
Which was like, learn the whole show in a week. Sit down, do it for producers.
Yeah, all of that.
Because obviously Lucy and Toby had only ever done it as just them two.
Okay.
Producers, so they wanted to,
create a cast.
Yeah. So in it from day dot. Obviously you don't know though when you do workshops, you don't know if you're ever going to get asked back.
No, and also you never know in this industry if workshop are ever going to develop into...
Yeah, exactly.
Into anything. Because there's so many workshops, isn't there?
Yeah.
So did you audition for it or did you just get offered it?
So I did Legally Blonde with Lucy.
Okay.
So it was...
You'd already worked with her.
Yeah, I'd already worked with her.
You'd done the workshop. No, that was after.
Yeah, that were after.
But did you audition for the show or was it straight
No,
offer?
it was just already there.
Okay.
I think they just asked.
Okay, yeah.
Free
Okay, yeah. I knew that would be the case.
And also from the workshop, I think they were adamant that it was going to go.
Well, it was yours.
Yeah. I think they got offered 10 West End theatres. That's what Kenny said to us, which is crazy for a new musical, really.
Oh my gosh.
Those are my words, not Kenny's.
It doesn't surprise me.
Don't shoot me.
Yeah, okay.
But so I think from that they always knew it was going to come. So I think it was always a case of
we want
fire
you.
maybe. Yeah, which is so slay. So slay.
Okay.
So slay.
So can we just talk about the disco ball number?
Yeah.
So what's that song called?
Disco ball number.
Is it?
No, it's called Disco Ball.
Oh, so I was bang on.
Yeah, bang on.
Okay.
Bang on.
So anybody who saw Why Am I So Single is going to know exactly what part of the show I'm talking about. I mean, you were amazing from start to finish and just your energy and your confidence. And I thought you did the whole show to me, weirdly. Like the way that you make it so personal.
I did.
You made me feel this performance was for me. Do you know what I mean?
You leave in that was to me.
Like that, guys. Did you see the eye contact? I've just never...
That's so kind.
It honestly makes me emotional thinking about it because you were sensational, Joe. Like you really were. And I've never seen anyone do that. And how old are you?
25.
Yeah, ridiculous, really. You know, you would think that you'd had 40 years experience on the stage.
Bless you. That's
Do you know
so
what I
sweet.
mean?
Yeah.
How did it feel before? I know the show in general, but that felt special for you, to me.
The show or that number?
That section.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely.
Because the
it's
message.
a mammoth, and the message. It is literally. I always think if I'd got this 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I don't think I would have been able to do it.
Yeah.
I think it depends who I was as a human.
Yeah.
However, I feel like I've really know who I am now.
Yeah.
I've really, in terms of like my gender identity, like I've
Yeah.
really done the work on that. I know where I'm at, and so I was able to speak on those things.
Yeah.
So it actually felt like just like therapy every night. I feel like just getting to say that, and also just like people coming to stage door. Like obviously, there's so much rubbish going on in America. Like even just having Americans come and being like, "Good God, I needed that so much." That is,
I know.
it almost felt like that was something that gave me a bit of a drive. I don't know whether that's a bit naff.
No, it's
just doing it like, right, here we go.
I want to delve into all of that with you. So I completely understand. And if you I wish you could see yourself and be a part of the audience watching you, because there was this weird energy in the air. It was like everyone was so proud.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? It was like
that's really sweet.
But it was, and I just wish you knew how special that moment was.
Oh.
Yeah. I would have come back to see that show a million times again just for that.
Really?
Yeah, just for that moment.
It is weird. I feel like I've never received praise in terms of like everyone. It seems really positive what people have said. So it's very overwhelming and lovely and kind. Because also at the same time, I literally just feel like I'm speaking my truth.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It almost doesn't feel. Obviously, I know that's hard. Oh my God, I'm not holding the makeup.
It's hard.
It's hard. Holding the mic up is hard, and unfortunately, I can't do that, Poppy. So you're gonna have to leave. But yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard. Of course, it is doing that, but it just felt worth it. I just felt like my soul was.
I know.
Free.
It looked like it.
It was just amazing.
So how would
you? And Toby are just great.
I know.
Oh, God.
And you're their person.
Oh.
I can imagine they're just so grateful that they had you involved in this production, because you were like, you were the diamond.
Bless you.
In the dust.
Diamond in the
dust. Amazing cast.
Bloody amazing cast.
You all got
Also,
on really
just to say, we won Best Casting Direction at the WhatsOnStage Award.
Congratulations!
Checking on record, baby. Yeah, how amazing. Which I feel like,
I was there.
Yeah, lol. Oh, which I think speaks volumes, because that cast was Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
I know.
Good.
I'm about to work with one of your cast members. Jamel.
Oh, wait, how?
Gatsby.
Love that for you. You're going in for an high five. I'm howling. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm so happy for them.
Jamel.
Queen Jamel, Diva, Diamond. We love her.
Jamel pulled my eye a couple of times for being so fierce.
As they should.
Yeah, I know.
Jamel travelled all around the UK performing on drag arenas for Christopher's Atchid.
Okay.
They're honestly just
insane.
Unreal. And the sweetest human of life.
I like that.
That's so sweet. I'm so happy for you. Congrats.
Thank you. It's been announced tomorrow.
So by the time this comes out,
I'm going to be back in the West End.
That's so slay.
I know.
I'm so happy for you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I watched Great Gatsby. Who are you doing?
Jordan.
Oh, that is the one you won. Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to kill it, babe.
If you were to describe your experience with that production in one sentence, what would you describe it as? What sentence would you give me?
Poo.
Colette.
Just kidding.
Colette.
Poo. No. How would I describe it in one word?
No, a sentence.
Oh. Absolutely bloody lovely.
Aww.
Every single day. Tea.
I also think maybe the changing point of your career.
Maybe.
I think there was
I'm very fun employed now, so if anybody knows anyone. You know we're out of time, my darling.
I've just been unemployed for 4 months. It was fucking gorgeous. So embrace
I
it.
love not work. This is I'm saying that. I'd say that very lightly. I do absolutely love not working. Having my evenings, having a little drinky poos, you know.
Also, you've just worked your ass off. So let's give you some credit. Very that.
The agent is working.
Yes. What was your experience of college?
Maybe that was the case then.
Were you non-binary at this point? Were you still discovering yourself?
So I was giving it he, him, strong, sharp back and sides.
Oh.
Giving it Book of Mormon. That was one of my first jobs that I booked, leaving.
Okay.
Imagine me, third cover Elder Cunningham. Time to be a hero and slay the monster. Imagine.
Okay.
Lol. That was what it was giving. But I think I was a very soft, sensitive soul.
Okay.
And I think it ruined me a little bit in that aspect. 'Cause the minute I graduated, I went into full meltdown.
Okay.
I'm stressed. Overload. So I had lots of therapy. But so
Congratulations.
thanking you. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I think that leads back to before I wouldn't have been able to do what I've done if I hadn't have done all that work, you know, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Art said it's so hard because I feel like it taught me lots of fundamentals and basics.
Techniques.
However, maybe they did strip me of,
Your identity.
I think, my qualities, my identities a little bit.
Like what makes you you.
Yes. And also don't forget this was a different time. There wasn't a lot of people like me on stage. And I think if you're not used to that, how are you going to teach that?
Exactly.
It would have been so amazing if I did girls ballet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we did males ballet.
Okay.
But obviously at the time I didn't know what this was about. It was when I left and did my first job, Rent, and I was around, you know, like Is Hesketh, Millie O'Connell, Tom Francis, Carl Lancaster, like all these trans and binary people. And that was when I really was like, oh, the transgender.
Yeah.
Got him. You know what I mean?
I got him.
Got him. But I think Art said it was a hard one. It was all like, sing If I Loved You in first year, like, and talk about yearning for a woman. And I would have so many convos with my rep teacher at the time, and I'd be like, I just can't act it. I was like,
because you can't access it.
I can't access it.
You can't access it in here.
Yeah. And it made me feel awful.
I know.
I thought I was shit. And I
And
was
look
like,
at you now.
I know. It is amazing. I do look back at stuff like that and I think.
And I feel like, Joe, this is like a real weird way of looking at it, but was that supposed to happen? Were you supposed to get to a breaking point for you to really put in the work to discover who you are?
Yeah.
Was it meant to happen?
Even now, I still feel like actually doing Why Am I So Single, especially.
Yeah.
I now know
who you are,
who I am, what I'm giving, what I need to do. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes it takes that. You got to go through the storm to get to the rainbow, darling. Do you know what I mean? But
that should just come up in quotes.
Rainbow, love. But it's tea though. I think I had to do that.
It's deep.
It is deep. And I think, don't get me wrong, the teachers loved me. I think
I'm not surprised.
I could talk my way out of anything.
Oh, I can
and
imagine.
so they all, you know, I think really knew that I had something. I was just a very nervous, anxious human. I don't really know how to access it.
Also, so weird because that was Oliver's kind of arc in Why Am I So Single?
Yeah. It is so
Weirdly.
similar to me. My friends always say, you know, it is literally just us in the living room. It was me, 2K16, circa 2K16.
Yeah, and like
that's what it was given.
Humour to deflect.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people could relate to that.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Hang on, Joe.
What
would be your pre-show ritual as Oliver?
I just liked a nice chill playlist. I'm not one of those girlies that likes a
No,
before a show.
I'm not.
Hate. I like my own space, a chill vibe, do my makeup, come in early, you know what I mean?
Skincare before?
Ooh, yeah. Well,
I'm looking at the skin and I'm
what,
thinking,
this?
no,
say hi.
babe.
Hey,
I'm thinking, what
Don't
products
shout.
do you use then?
don't shout.
Don't shout.
Don't shout. What products do I use? Moisturiser
Is that it?
and a prayer. Yeah, literally. Or I'll do, you know, Charlotte Tilbury, the hydrating mist.
I don't like Charlotte Tilbury.
Why?
It freaks me out, but I'm acne prone. Okay, don't shout.
All right, well, you know what?
Fuck you.
You can put that on your little promo. Joe Foster leaves interview, storms out of interview. That's good. Keep
Oh my God, shall we?
Keep it.
Okay.
Poppy.
Okay, so
I'm worried I'm shouting.
chilled playlist.
Chill playlist. Come on.
And a prayer.
Yeah.
And a Charlotte Tilbury skincare.
That's so funny. You are getting no brands now. They are not sending you any. That is so funny.
You mentioned rent at the Hope Mill. I've just worked with a team of the Hope Mill.
Doing 9. You looked in that picture.
I know. It was
hot, babe. You look unreal.
I did feel good.
Yeah, big slate as you should.
Cracking cast.
What for?
Rent.
Aye, Captain.
Wow. And that was you in the ensemble, darling. Talk about work your way up quickly.
Well, funnily enough, I actually booked Rent with my agent and they said, can you come and do the last 2 weeks?
Okay.
You'd rehearse, you'd go home, dilly-dally, do the last 2 weeks because Alex Thomas Smith, who played Angel, was going to leave to do Juliet and Izzy was going to step up and then I would step into Izzy's track.
Well, I didn't know that.
I know. So I said to my agent at the time, I was like, is there any way that I could, do the whole thing?
Yeah.
And they did. And they made an extra track, which was great.
Oh, wow.
Luke really liked me.
Wow.
But I've worked with Luke so... Oh, God, you're all right. Imagine headbutt. Boom. That's so funny. Ooh.
We should do a bloopers.
I know, I'm sorry. You can't do that and not expect me to laugh. I'm sorry, I'm wicked.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. But obviously that stems from Luke being amazing and always looking after me and putting me in nearly all his jobs.
Well, you were worthy.
It's really all I've really worked with, to be honest. Luke is probably, I always say to him, like, you have, given me my career.
Oh.
He's really amazing.
There are fundamental people in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got 10 minutes left.
Oh my God, have you?
Yeah, and we haven't even done anything.
Oh my God, we've not done now.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh, actually, no. There's a couple more things. Oh, no, there's some things I want to talk about. Okay.
Right, okay.
Legally Blonde, one word to describe it.
Is that what we're doing now? One word. Queer.
Yeah, I saw you.
Did you?
Yeah, I loved it.
In Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
Oh God, really?
I saw it. I loved it.
Do you remember?
Yes, babes, you were amazing. You were hysterical.
Oh, thank you. That's
you
nice.
were. It was just the fact that a human being was the dog. For me, was
love.
Yeah, camp enough.
Yeah.
For me to be on board.
Yeah. You should have seen some of the tweets we got. The furries, the furry kingdom were popping off.
I think if they ain't hating,
hey, I'm not a kink shamer.
You ain't doing it right.
Exactly. And also, I'm not a kink shamer. So don't shout.
Oh my gosh. Okay. HEX at the National.
Wow.
I put wow.
Love. Oh.
That's
nice.
That's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, that was cool. That was amazing.
So did you think you'd tick off the National so early on?
No. I mean, I swung on that job, which was the hardest thing in my life.
Yeah.
God bless swings and covers. It could never be me.
I don't want to feel like I'm judging a book by its cover, but you strike me as someone whose brain works the same way as me. And I feel like you'd struggle as a swing.
You'd be correct. We had 2 swings, bear in mind, and it was a 30 cast.
Oh, God.
Are you crazy? I honestly was horrified. It was really hard.
Did you get on?
With the cast?
No, on stage.
Did I get on? I was an on-stage swing as well, so even harder.
No, okay.
Because you can't even do your tracks because you're on stage. But...
How many tears were shed?
Shred.
I'm going delusional. How many tears were shed?
How many tears were shed?
A lot.
Yeah.
I would be there with you, I think, on that.
So difficult.
But you did it.
I did it, and I said I will never do it again, and I will tip my hat to anyone that ever is a swing. In like the swings in Why Am I So Single. Good Lord in heaven above.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I think you're either a swing or you're not.
And that's all right.
And that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. But
Yeah.
you're definitely not.
Good.
And
I feel
Juliet.
attacked.
And Juliet.
And Juliet.
With Colette. I know.
Lord, Queen and Saviour.
I know.
I love her
I
so
know.
much.
I know. And do you know what? I asked this question to her and I said, who's one person in the industry you'd love to work with? And she went, Joe Foster again. And I was like, don't, because you will make me cry.
I said that. I would say the exact same.
It's like you come as a pair now. But that duo I saw was impeccable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course, because you saw Colette.
I saw Colette. But and Juliet as a whole, as an experience, was it everything you wanted it to be?
It was amazing because it was my first West End show.
Yeah, debut.
Yeah, really great. I think the cast didn't get on. For me, I came 6 months in late.
Which is
so
difficult in
everyone had
itself.
already made their, friends and all that. But I was just happy to be there, to be honest.
Yeah, it was your
Really.
West End debut.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And I just think it is a common theme. Casts don't always get along. Obviously, then you've experienced the good, you've experienced the bad. That is life.
Agreed. Agreed.
And I'm glad that being honest is good. Like,
Yeah.
I loved it, but there was problems.
I think it stems from the top down, and that was something I took with me onto Why Am I So Single as well.
Yeah.
I think, producers, I think if it's not right up, down,
Well,
it starts to get muddled.
They should be led by example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I took that with me, I think.
And I think it's unfortunately a theme that people see a lot in this industry,
Well, because it's full of self-absorbed, narcissistic people, but who just want a bit of attention, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to check yourself,
Yeah.
or you'll wreck yourself.
Yeah.
Because look at what you're putting out.
Yeah.
Like, it don't look cute. You know what I mean? Just have a bit of humility. You know
Have
what I
a
mean?
bit of humility.
A bit of humility, darling.
Okay. I would love to ask you, Joe, you're deaf.
Am I? Oh my.
I didn't know how to
I'm
get
deaf.
into that
Joe, you're deaf. That's weird.
I didn't know how to get into
I'm howling.
I didn't know how to get into that conversation. I just thought I'd just tell you.
Hey, Joe, you're deaf. Sure, why not? Let's go with that. Howling. I am.
Okay, can we deep dive into this?
Absolutely, yeah.
So were you born deaf?
Was I born deaf? I was, yeah.
Okay.
got-
One ear?
One.
I can't. We need to take this seriously.
Sorry, one ear. I got a hearing aid during lockdown 2020.
What?
I did my third year singing assessment with my head at the time, Chris Hocking, and he said in my feedback, "You didn't listen to anything I was saying," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "You were just guessing what I was saying." And I was like, "Oh, I couldn't really hear you." He was like, "Why didn't you say anything?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "I think you should get a hearing aid."
Wait. So you went through your entire life
Mm-hmm.
without getting it checked?
Yeah. No, well, I had checks. They just said I was profoundly deaf, so there was no point me getting a hearing aid as I had good hearing in my left ear. So all my life, they just left it.
And you just lived your life?
Yeah. And then in lockdown, obviously that happened. I thought, you know what? I actually will do it. And now I've got it. Oh my God. Anyone who is like half deaf, if you don't think you should, you should. Even people who are losing their hearing, girl, it's going to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
cannot even tell you when I put that in, when listening to music and listening to like little pingy bits and just stuff that I'd never heard before in a song. I was like, that is crazy. How have I missed that all my life?
Oh my gosh.
And I can't believe how deaf I was, how much I missed of people.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
You are literally amazing.
Oh, thank you.
So then,
Even at Art Said, sometimes they all just thought it was a bit of a teapot. So I'd just be like,
okay,
like,
but
Joe,
actually
and
you're
I'd be like,
processing.
what? And I'm ADHD as well, so there's so much stuff. And obviously, I think everyone just sometimes is like, would just laugh at me, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I knew what I was good at, and I knew the work I needed to do. So
You know the hearing in your, which side is it? Your right side?
My right side.
Okay, so dancing, how was your balance?
Good, actually.
Okay. And then when it comes to on stage,
When it comes to on stage,
yeah,
hard. Mm.
So because
we had great sound people in Why Am I So Single. For me,
Okay.
feedback is a huge thing
Okay.
on stage. If I don't have that, I'm fooged.
Are you now in a place in your career where you're like, I need this?
Yes.
That is so amazing.
Because back in my ensemble days, I just left it.
Oh,
And I think I just had to
Joe.
kind of get on with it. I know, but I think
suffer.
sometimes people don't really, sometimes it's not really about you. I don't know. There's kind of like this weird
But
thing
you
in the
have
industry.
a right to hear.
I know. But I think there's like a weird thing and it's like, well, we're not going to put into, you know what I mean? I always felt like anyway.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, with the shows I've done now and the parts I'm playing, I'm like, it is a priority.
Good.
Otherwise,
Good.
I simply cannot hear.
Yeah. That is like, when I read that on your Instagram, I thought, what?
Yeah.
I only read it after I saw you in Why Am I So Single?
Really?
Yeah. And then I was like, I would never have thought.
Oh, that's
Never
so
have
lovely.
guessed.
I always feel like a bit of a fraud though, because I'm only half. So I feel weird saying I'm deaf because I don't think of myself as deaf, but I guess that's like anyone with a
But
disability.
it's like, but it's like a fact.
Yeah, of course.
It's like,
Yeah.
if I'm sorry, but if anyone puts one hand over their ear, you're living a different life.
Of course, yeah.
You know
oh
what I
my
mean?
gosh, yeah. If I did that,
You're amazing.
I'd sit here in silence, darling. But can't hear anything.
But you're amazing. You should know that.
Thank you.
Now I want to go into the deep stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout it out. Shout it out.
After playing Oliver, do you feel a responsibility as a non-binary performer to be an influence to those who are coming up? Sorry, I
would
ask
like
it.
to be, but sometimes in this world that we're in now, in terms of the industry, it's so like you've got to be. I find it hard because I'm like, obviously, not everyone can be a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Or like speak on that. Like sometimes that just isn't me in terms of, but I understand the importance of it and how privileged I am to be of given what I've been given. And so I understand that, it's important to carry that baton. But yeah, that does add a pressure.
It does.
Because I think you're always then looking, what's next? Because everyone, even after Why Am I So Single, has been like, so excited to see what you do next. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, God, I don't know what's next. That's the...
Yeah, it's like, I get what you mean.
And I also really struggle as well because I feel like I don't see anyone who is like me that is older.
No.
And so it's something I'm always having to like internally battle. I'm like, it's fine. What will be. I didn't know Why Am I So Single was there and it was there.
But how incredible for others who are non-binary seeing your face on a poster.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's just amazing.
And it makes me so sad that you haven't got like a path to follow. Like they did that.
Yeah. It would be nice just to have
But
and
that
just
could be-
see like,
that-
that's
that
the
is
route.
you.
That is the route. I mean, gosh.
Do you think the industry is accommodating enough for non-binary people?
No.
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 Do you think they're headed in the right direction?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I think you've just got to be open to the idea of it. Because essentially, as someone who's non-binary, gender non-conforming, I'm saying what is gender? I mean, I'm not actively saying that, but I'm like, to me, I feel like I could do either or. So
That was my question. If an audition came up for a female part
yeah.
or a male part, would you go in for both?
Yes, if the casting team were open. So this is the hard thing. People are like, yeah, let's look at that. But I'm like, if you're going to take one look at me and see my acrylics or whatever, and like, I understand in some cases you have to take them off, but it's like, they're just not what we're looking for. It's like, but what was the question?
Would you like if it came through to your inbox, agent's inbox, we'd like to
It
see
would
Joe
all
for this
depend. It's
female
always
role.
a conversation
Yeah.
I always have with my agent. what am I doing? Can it be changed in any way? Is there
Yeah.
a conversation that can be had where I'm like, do I have to be called Bob?
Yeah.
You know, obviously
Yeah.
names don't mean anything, but like,
No.
if I can, I would love to have something that blurs that line. But yeah, it would all depend. I struggle sometimes still playing huge man roles.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's not me. But I guess in some aspects, yes.
Yeah.
You know, if it was a gay role, I can relate to that. I've lived
Yeah.
that experience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's just, I love asking these questions. I
of
really
course,
do.
yeah.
Well, guys, this is the end of this session. But if you sign up to our
You're literally kidding me.
Patreon, if you sign up to our Patreon, I'm going to ask Joe some of the questions you've asked us. So sign up and see you there in 1 minute. Bye.